Welcome to the No Hangover podcast. Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Check us out on Google Play for the visuals. Check us out on YouTube. You're a fucking idiot. If you wanted to see Eric do that annoying shit, definitely check out YouTube.
Boom.
We're also on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast. You can check out the website, www.nohangoverpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out latest merch. You could DM us though through Instagram if you would want to buy a shirt.
You can get a cool shirt like this.
Yeah, like Eric's wearing. I'm not.
Sleeves. Keep me warm.
So I mean, I'm
in
not
this cold world.
I'm not repping the gang today, but you know we live this shit.
Always repping the gang.
Live it. I don't know why I did that, but
it's just like a drug to you.
Yeah, I guess the podcast. Anyways, like always, it's your boy Jacob. To the right of me, got my boy Eric.
What it do?
To the left, man in charge, you got Dennis over there.
What's up? What's up?
And yeah, welcome.
How's everyone doing?
I'm exhausted.
I'm tired.
Honestly.
Very tired. I've had not rough. I've had just a
long week.
A lot of week.
I feel that. It's been a long one.
Yeah.
Yesterday was fun though. Not to jump ahead, but just got to relax a little bit and
Today was a cool day.
not do anything too serious.
What did I do yesterday?
I meant yesterday night. We all hung out a little bit.
Smoked some hookah.
Jordan was in town.
Jordan is still in town.
Well, to the viewers, to the listeners.
I mean, he
Well,
probably
by
will
the
still
time
be
this still
until
comes out, because he said he's going to be here for like a week, right?
a week or two. Who knows? You never know. With
He's
that
working down here. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he
Not to
can-
put
he
his
work-
business out
He works
there.
from home, so he could just fucking go wherever the fuck he wants. All right, guys, bye. Where you going? Don't know. Just gonna go over here and work
take
over
my
here.
monitors though. See y'all.
Man,
in
that
a
must
jiffy.
be nice.
Working from home,
Yeah.
doing like freelance work and stuff from home, like during college and stuff. That was super easy.
It just seems like a lot more relaxed, a lot more.
You just gotta be self-disciplined.
Yeah,
like,
relax.
You gotta get stuff
relax
done.
in the sense of like, you don't have to fucking. I mean, you have your clients to answer to, but that's about it.
Yeah, and you save so much money just on gas and food.
Well, yeah, because you're just cooking yourself snacks and stuff.
Not even like you forget to eat sometimes, like because you're like you don't give yourself a lunch break. At least I didn't. So I was just like,
I mean, I don't really get a lunch break now. I mean, we get lunch breaks, but it's like kind of
go
like
to your union, bro.
it's kind of like at your own leisure. Like if you want to take a lunch break, like
You get an hour.
Yeah, no one's stopping you, but if not, then no one's really encouraging it either. Like in that type, no one's
So,
like,
like, keep
mate.
working,
Yeah,
but-
no one's like, all right, it's about time to take lunch. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go eat real quick.
Yeah, for the
Be
brief
back.
stint I did, like I don't know if I want to describe the job, but stuff with like outside.
Labor
It
intensive
was
work.
pretty much like that. Like you get like an hour during the day to eat if you want it, but
Yeah,
I mean, it's like an unwritten rule. I mean, we don't even get like an hour. We'll take like 30 minutes, but
nobody takes the full
even
hour.
even in those 30 minutes, sometimes we're eating, and usually we'll go like get food and just bring it back to the job we're at, and then we'll eat real quick and then get right back to work.
Well, that's a job where
Depending
you
on what
wanna
you eat.
finish
Yeah,
early.
it's on. Yeah, correct. It's on construction sites where it's like we're wanting to get the fuck out of there by 4, so we're not going to spend. I don't care if it's 12 or 1. We're not trying to spend extra time to where we have to stay there after 4.
Yeah.
We're like trying to get the fuck out of there.
With my job now, not to put it out there, like what I do, but
Man, a mystery over here.
there's no like,
You won't get it from
there's
me.
no like finishing the job. So
It's a constant.
so you're like, I'll take the hour. Like,
constant grind.
I'll fucking take this break.
Oh fuck. Well, I guess let's get into
That's
it.
enough of us complaining, guys. Thanks for coming to our TED Talk.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
About our
Some war going on in the world.
Yeah, possibly World War III. Apparently, that's what the memes told me.
Fuck the memes. The memes can suck one.
The internet's gonna joke, bro.
Which is kind of fucked up. Like, it's not like fucked up in the sense of like, well, we're talking about just to put context on it. Russia invading the Ukraine.
Yeah.
But yeah, the memes came out immediately, and it's kind of like it's contradicting in the sense of like we're in like the woke era and everyone needs to be PC and shit like that. But as soon as something fucking happens, it's like let's poke fun and fucking make a joke out of
well,
it.
it's not happening to
and
us. The
Well, that's
people-
also how people cope, I think.
the people making the memes. It's not happening to them.
I feel like if it was happening here, memes would
A
be
lot of the memes were about America, like, are you signing up for the draft type stuff, or like,
yeah. making World War III jokes. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like...
I mean, we're the country to like that people are going to look to outside of China.
Help me.
To,
Yeah,
like,
well, even China's telling Russia to, like, chill out, dog. Like, get the fuck out of there.
yeah, they don't. If they don't have China on their
Yeah.
because they definitely don't have us.
Yeah. I mean, just to put context behind it, like we said, Russia, if you don't know already, it's been in the news for, by the time this comes out, it'll be probably like close to 2 weeks. A week.
Yeah.
So
We'll just say Russia invaded Ukraine about a week ago, under their dictator, Putin. It was just like, yeah, we're gonna.
I think he just wins every.
he's the
election.
president.
Yeah,
He's the president,
he
but
was
it's
their
like, yeah,
dictator. He was a dictator
I don't
before
think
then.
they don't have term
Yeah.
limitations, do they?
Oh, I thought he just won every time. I don't know a lot
Yeah, I
about
mean,
Russian
I barely
political landscape.
know about our fucking political landscape. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know
Yeah.
shit about Russia's landscape. But I mean, I feel like for as far as like what the perspective that we can bring to it is kind of like given like the political or the what's the word I'm looking for? The social climate of how shit is and like the meme culture and like the poking fun and like the World War III shit. I mean, I guess where we could start is like, where does it land for everyone? Like, you said you had something that you like an interesting take or something that you wanted to bring up about it.
Oh, it was more like in the coming days afterwards, not about the actual going to war or anything, because I don't know what they're going to war about. I'm dumb American. Like,
Same.
I don't know what's happening. Are we involved yet? No.
No.
Okay.
The U.S. isn't fully involved. I mean, that was kind of when Russia invaded. Basically, Putin had said like anyone that does get involved, there will be serious consequences. Like the world has never faced if you get involved, and it wasn't necessarily clear at first.
Popping his shit.
It wasn't necessarily clear at
Seems
first
like it's
exactly
kinda
what it had started over, but this has been actually ongoing since like 2014, where Russia and Ukraine
Yeah, well, they've had issues before.
conflicting issues. And then Putin, in the last several weeks leading up to this, has put a ridiculous amount of Russian soldiers on the Ukraine border. So that was like building tensions even higher between them.
Right.
And then when he decided, he was like, all right, let's get it. And he decided we're invading. And then he made that statement like saying anyone who tries to help them or, tries to make us stop doing what we're going to do, there'll be consequences.
Yeah, that's all bullshit.
I think
China and America roll up to fucking town. Russia tucks its tail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. But
But I understand the political jockeying of
that's if
saying that.
Yeah, correct. He's trying to also intimidate, the country he's invading, saying no one's coming to help you.
Right,
Like,
because they don't have the internet. That's
yeah.
the first thing he did.
Yeah, the first thing they did was basically knock out the internet
But Elon Musk
shout
is
out to
putting-
Elon.
He's putting satellites.
Yeah.
to give them internet access.
What are they called? Internet
Scopes,
portals,
I know,
transports. It's a word, but
I know. Oh, damn, it's like right on the fucking tip of my tongue. Too.
but he's trying to help, I guess, trying to just get information.
Yeah, basically trying to help slow down the invasion because, like, if the Ukraine at least knows where they're coming from, they have a better chance.
And he's not affiliated with a country.
Correct. He's not any
Starlink satellite internet service is active in Ukraine with more terminals.
There we go. But what I was gonna say, to get back to my original thing, was after, everything's been coming out and we've been getting these stories about people who are over there. The Ukrainian president.
Oh yeah, shout
is
out
a
to him.
gangster.
He don't give a damn. But that's the.
Did you see the quotes that came from that man?
We don't need.
He said, "I don't." He said when asked why he turned down an escape from Ukraine by America, he said, "I don't need a ride. I need ammo."
Yeah,
he was.
He's a G. I mean, and that's
he was
the
an
thing
actor
about.
before.
He's a comedian. He's like a stand-up comedian. I
Really?
guess. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's kind of funny.
Maybe that's why.
I knew he was an actor. I didn't know he was a comedian, but I knew he was an actor before his presidency.
And then he's in the trenches with him in this
I mean, his
suited
cabinet, all of his fucking.
Oh yeah,
you know how inspiring that is. If somehow hopefully this ends and nobody on either side gets loss of life more than what's already happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's been.
How much of a vote of confidence that guy's gonna have from his people?
Yeah. I mean, that kind
Could you imagine if our president, regardless of if you like the president or not,
yeah,
if our president did that?
I mean, this was the olden days that did happen.
Yeah, but
I mean,
you
Teddy
can't
Roosevelt. What are we
you
talking?
can't think of. I mean, the
I was gonna
last
say
10
the last
presidents,
one was like
the last
Teddy.
10 presidents. Do you think any of them would have gone?
Fuck no.
No. And that's how many years?
Maybe Reagan, but young
No.
Reagan, not old
he was
Reagan.
fucking old as dirt.
I'm saying young Reagan probably would have went.
Jimmy Carter?
That was what, World War II?
No,
It
he's
was after
after.
World War II.
After?
But
After-
JFK?
He was after
he was a
Nixon.
soldier.
He was after Nixon.
He was
before
young,
JFK,
but
right?
I don't think the
Carter?
thing is that I don't
After
think
Nixon, before
after Nixon.
before Kennedy, though, right?
Huh?
I don't
Nixon's
think
after Kennedy.
I don't think we would let our president go to war.
Well then, shows my history lesson.
I don't think we would let that happen, like unless there was like shit going on our
we wouldn't
like,
let
on
our president
turf.
go.
No,
Well, because in the State of Union address, when everyone's in that room at the Capitol Hill, one governor or
one of the people stays behind.
can't be there because
Yeah,
if the bomb went off and destroyed everyone in that building, there has to be a chain of command.
Yeah,
There has to be a next president.
yeah, but
I mean, plus there's a lot of things put into place where there wouldn't ever be a president being in war, anyways.
no. What I'm saying,
For
the
instance,
only
they
way
can't
that it
even
would
run till
probably
they're
happen,
35 or older.
the only way it would probably happen is if someone attacked us and invaded the U.S. Which, good luck doing that. Like
The closest thing we've seen in kind of Western culture and like English speaking places is the royal family that they served.
yeah, but that was the
They-
younger ones though.
Yeah, but
But I mean, they're
I mean, that's
in
just-
the.
Yeah.
but I mean, they're not necessarily on the front lines, but each of them, has to be a.
What's his name was? Because you saw that
The
video.
younger
I mean,
one, the one that's married to Markle.
Meghan Markle, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was flying. I think
That
he was
meme,
in
that
I think he was in
fucking
the,
meme.
When the juvenile
he was in
back
the
that
air-
ass up comes, he's in the Air Force.
He's
Yeah,
like,
he was in the Air Force.
oh my
Drop
But I
the
mean,
mic,
he
starts
was
running.
in he
Yeah.
was in the thick of
Yeah.
it. He didn't I don't know if he did much hand to hand combat, but
Yeah.
I mean, he had to be ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah,
True.
I don't think. Yeah, and like just kind of. Again, we're just kind of giving our opinion on this shit, not really giving too much.
Yeah, this isn't a lot of
Context or-
facts
you know,
behind
but,
this.
like,
This is more opinion.
I mean, it
based.
kind of makes you start thinking like, if that were to ever happen, like we would get attacked, someone invaded us and like was trying, like how many people do you really think like would be ready to go and defend their country like they are in Ukraine? Like, I don't feel like
American history would show that
America
we
wouldn't
would
want to
do
do
it.
it, but we would do it.
American history. I'm talking about like the past 5
Yeah, I
years,
know-
the
I know what
past
you're
10
saying.
years, in modern American history. It would be.
there's more people who would do it than I think you think.
I don't know. It just feels like
Because not every, that's generalization.
It depends if
There's a
draft or
lot
not,
of
too.
kids out there that like live and breathe like
America.
like they're very patriotic. Even as what it seems like today is like everyone kind of.
It's for
Shits.
themselves.
I think that a lot of kids, because that's who would get drafted as 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
18. I mean, that's the whole reason behind the protests of the Vietnam War, and not to get political or anything like that, but 18 to 24-year-olds, like in the middle of the country,
Missed it.
Texas,
Yeah,
places like that, like we'd have enough soldiers to get
yeah.
up and
I
go.
guess you're right.
I mean, think about it. You've seen the movie American Sniper?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 9/11 happens, and
People were
Chris
ready,
Kyle's
yeah.
like, I'm joining. Like,
Yeah.
if something to that level happened to America, I feel like a lot of people would be like,
And when innocent lives are lost,
you
and you're-
gain a piece of like, because we're all, I mean,
It's a family.
It's
we're all
just-
we're tribal in nature. That's what drives
Yeah.
sports teams. Or sports fans. That's what drives everything. Is we play for the colors like on our back. And if you're saying that like another country's going to come in and attack us, like
Well, kill people you possibly know. Like, for instance, if you put that fear and, all
Like,
right,
this is
you,
real.
you don't join, they're going to kill your family. That's a lot more driving than someone being like, oh, it's happening over on that side of the world. If it happened here, that's like, it's either I fight for my family or my family could possibly die.
Mm.
That puts a battery in someone's back, like, all right, fuck it, I'm joining. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not going
maybe
to let
I'm-
this shit happen.
But then the other, which might be a growing feeling ever since the 1970s, since the Vietnam War, is why are we fighting somebody else's war? Why
Correct.
am I going to sign up to go die
Correct.
for
someone
somebody
else.
else's war?
Correct.
And that was the whole point of the protest in colleges in the 70s. Is
Mhm.
like,
It didn't make any sense.
this is BS.
And it wasn't a war we necessarily won. We didn't win.
Well, they didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
We were fighting a losing war.
They didn't, but they were like, "Why are we fighting the war?" Period.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just maybe
So I
I'm
could
just
see
being
it going both
pessimistic a
ways.
little bit, but I don't know. It also is just because of like all the division and the political stuff and shit like that. It just kind of makes you wonder, like,
And you
If-
don't have to go fight hand to hand combat.
well, yeah, no,
to
it's not
be
necessarily.
in the army.
Yeah,
Right.
no, it's not.
You,
but
you play a role, you know.
I'm talking
like,
about just in the sense of like, I don't know. You just see you see the videos and they have all the fucking live streams and shit, and you hear what the politicians in the Ukraine are saying, and the unity that it seems like it lacks here in the sense of it doesn't matter what's going on. We're one country. This is what's.
That's where I would push back. I think we would do that. I think we would become.
Yeah.
I mean, united we stand. Look how much that I know we were young, but 9/11 galvanized the country.
Yeah,
together.
but it wasn't. We also weren't as divided as we are now.
It's true, but
listen,
no,
there's been, and I'm just speaking again, off of just my personal experience of what I've seen. These past going on 5 years, 6 years now. The amount of people that I've seen just not be friends anymore, not talk to each other anymore, strictly off political affiliation.
Yeah, but I mean that happened in the 70s too.
It happens.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, Watergate was the biggest thing in the world.
Difference of opinions.
All the president's men, they've made movies about.
When people have difference of opinions, it's either like us, we could talk to one another and talk shit through, or people don't want to do that. It's not. There's really no in between. It's either you talk shit through and understand there's multiple sides of each story, or there's the fucking arrogant fucks that think there's one side to a story.
There's people I do not agree with politically at all, but if America got attacked and we were both having to serve our country,
we'd be shoulder to shoulder.
You throw that shit to the side,
and that's what you hope, and that's what I hope.
That's why no one's fucking arguing about COVID no more.
I mean, again, I could just be being pessimistic and just kind of, a little, I don't know, just kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit, but it does kind of seem like that at times where it's just fuck.
I mean, I agree with you that
we've got it pretty good, so we get to fight about
shit. And that also is first world problems type shit. We really don't have to, unless shit really starts hitting the fan. We don't, as a country, really have to worry about people invading us because Canada's not. They're not going to come in.
Our
through
bordering countries, their military is not that.
Yeah, and. I mean,
we're not worried about them trying to invade us, but even people not even using them to try to invade us.
Trying to have
the North American alliance, whatever they call themselves. We're pretty, we're solid.
The only time that kind of happened or was at least attempted was in World War II when Germany tried to call Mexico. It's let us come through. Let us go.
Because America and Mexico have a rockier relationship than us and Canada.
Well, of course.
Yeah. We've protected Canada. Now, the Canadian French people also, won World War II for us that we don't talk about, but... or not World War II, the Revolutionary War. The only reason America is a country is because of the French. Sorry to burst at people's bubbles, but...
It's not bursting my bubble.
But I'm saying, we try Mexico.
Yeah, we took a lot of their land. Mexico... You've seen the map of Mexico, correct?
Yeah.
Mexico wasn't just no little California and a little bit of Texas. It was fucking
pretty much the West.
It was damn near all of the Midwest.
Yeah.
From almost Alabama to California.
But I mean, even
Oregon.
in recent years, where the point where political parties would get involved, we were we'll put up the wall and make Mexico pay for it. I would understand if Mexico was
what the fuck?
Fuck you guys.
No, we're not.
You want to put a wall between us and us pay for it?
But a little bit more nuance shows that Mexico hates immigration as well. They don't like that. That's
most countries do
an open thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying between the two countries, Mexico would like to not lose citizens to America and not lose that tax money and business
and workers.
I mean, I said, most countries are like that.
Their economical system,
most countries, immigration policies and shit like that are pretty strict, especially European countries, older European countries. If you want to, what's it called, immigrate and be a citizen of whatever country, it's a year process. It is years of 2-3 years of trying to become a citizen and all that shit. So it's
they don't want you to just come in and work in their country and take a job away from somebody else.
America has a different relationship with that because one, the promise of America is come here and be free.
Exactly.
Land of the free. Two, the birthplace of America is separatism. We separated from another country, created our own, and then Ellis Islands. And then we've always brought in immigrants.
Yeah.
And then
that's what we're made of.
That's why we are melting pot. That's why we are who we are.
Yeah, and then but the thing with that is that at a certain point it's you got to start capping shit off, and then you got to start because then at a
certain point it's a business, and that's tough to say, and that hurts some people. but we
it's
can't
true.
pay for everybody to just come in and it's also not safe. Like,
yeah, I mean, and kind of an analogy I've made before. It's like, listen, if some homeless dude just comes knocking up on your door and be like, hey, like, can I stay in the extra spare room? Most people are gonna be like, no, go get the fuck out of here.
right.
I mean, it's fucked up to say, but like most
But that's
people,
why America was viewed as so great. It's,
You're like, are you looking for
we
a
will
job
take
at least?
we will take your broken, you're beaten down, you're
and fucking
We'll
give
put
them
them to
purpose.
work.
Give them purpose.
We will find
not
something
even
for
put
you
them
to
to
do.
work, like give them the opportunity.
Yeah, to find work.
That's
to
why New York City
be able to
is
create a business.
beautiful. Like the people of New York City, like
They're savages.
there's no like you don't hear a lot about as much about racism there because it's like
Yeah, we're all fucking.
what are we doing?
We're all trying to make it. Like
Yeah.
everyone wakes up the same. We all bleed the same. It's like, what are you talking about race? They're like, motherfucker, you just cut me off.
Yeah.
Fuck your race. like they don't give a
this,
fuck.
this fucking asshole. Why'd you say that? Because he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, like New Yorkers are different, for sure.
Oh shit.
But going back to Russia and Ukraine,
Yeah. What else did we not?
there's
talk about?
just a couple of like the headlines, a couple of the stories that just came out like from the fighting. One that like stuck or like was crazy to me was Snake Island. I think it's
Unaware.
first.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
Unaware.
It was so it's a really small island on the outskirts of the Ukraine, and a Russia battleship, a war battleship, basically telephoned or however you communicate ship to land. I'm figuring just a phone, but beats me. Anyways, it made an announcement over an intercom or something
Echolocation.
saying like surrender now, or we will like we'll
We're gonna
open
fuck you
fire.
up. Yeah.
There was only 13 soldiers on the whole island. They're like surrender now, we'll open fire, and the guy pauses like he's on holding the mic and he goes, should I do it? And they're like, yeah. Go fuck yourself.
in Ukrainian.
Ukraine, basically said it to the Russian
Do they
battleship.
Speak Ukrainian?
I have no idea what the languages they speak.
I would assume they speak Russian.
Yeah, but they basically said straight back to the battleship, like, go fuck yourself. And all 13 of them ended up dying fighting for, that island. But it was just like
It's a pride.
it was
thing.
just like a moment of, he looked at all his guys like, are we doing it? And they're all like, fuck yeah, we're doing it. I mean, yeah, it's sad
Yeah,
as shit
Ukrainian.
because
They speak Ukrainian.
I mean, that's true. Like when people,
it's
when
like a
people talk about
dialect of
pride,
Russian, though.
like that is, like that's
Yeah.
patriotism.
it's
Like
it's your country. It's basically, I mean, like that's how a lot of people feel about their homes, for instance. You know,
Yeah.
like in your home, if someone were to break into your home, it's you or me. Like
Yeah.
that's why the standard ground laws and all that. It's you or me. It's my home.
I mean, I kind of felt like that.
So
when,
that's
like,
how they I'm sure felt like, this is my home. This is my livelihood. You can't just come in here and take
If
this.
people rode into Orlando and were trying to do that, Orlando would be with the shits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like when I moved away to Pennsylvania, people were talking, asking where I'm from and shit like that, and it's like it kind of gives you that like, yeah, that's where I'm from.
Sense of
like,
pride,
yeah,
hometown.
Yeah.
Like you understand why hometowns are
Like
like
it's like you could talk shit about your hometown, but let somebody else talk shit, or you could talk shit about your family, but let somebody else
We
talk
talk shit
or-
about America, and then we go to Europe, and someone says "fucking Americans." And you're
Fuck you.
yeah. I'll run this fade right now. Yeah.
I mean, fuck, we all talk shit to each other, but let somebody else come and try and talk
Oh, I
shit to
know,
one of us.
yeah.
It'll be fucking
It's
game on.
It's a family unit. So,
So
it's
that's
like,
why, like that the Ukraine situation is so relatable for people. Like
yeah, they understand why people
that
are
president's a G, bro.
Yeah.
He's a G.
willing. I don't even want to try to attempt his name because
He knows who he is.
he knows.
Props to you,
He
bro.
got big old balls. He don't give a damn.
Bro, you are a legend. Like I hope that like nothing bad happens, but they will sing songs about that man. They will build statues of that
Real
man.
shit.
Yeah. So
In
it's,
that country's darkest hour, he said, "Fuck what you heard." Like
I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
here for
So-
you.
I'm with my G's.
that Snake Island is in the Black Sea south of Odessa.
I'm aware where the Black Sea is.
Odessa? I'm just saying where it is in retrospect to, I guess, the Ukraine. It's like south of Odessa, I want to say.
Odessa.
I guess that sounds a lot better, so we'll go with that one.
You gotta say it
Odessa.
with confidence.
There's an Odessa in America. It's in Texas.
Well, not that one.
You don't
I'm
say-
aware.
But then also a pretty cool thing I thought, Anonymous,
Yeah, anonymous clap back.
how they claim or they were like, oh, you want
What
to?
do they like? Do they really do anything?
Yeah.
Anonymous is scary.
Anonymous. I wouldn't mess with them.
Anonymous.
I mean,
I wouldn't even say their name too many times.
Well, it's not like Beetlejuice. I mean, personally,
They
hey,
might-
Anonymous,
fuck,
listen.
we might start hearing shit through the
Listen,
headphones.
listen.
Like, oh shit.
What you did was pretty cool.
Jordan asked me if I was a part of an Anonymous one time because
He was like, "How do you get all these streams?"
not even like I have such a respect for what they do. They don't know each other.
Yeah.
They're a loosely connected group of individuals
Uh-huh.
that are so talented at what they do.
Extreme hackers.
Like they shut down Sony. Like when PlayStation Network, we were in high school when this happened. When PlayStation Network was gone for like 4 months or whatever, that was them. Anonymous.
Why'd they do it? Just for the fuck of it?
Because like they were tired. Like it was a political stance against like the 1%ers, and then like you've seen the V for Vendetta mask that people wear, like the what's it, Fox, his name.
I mean, that's
V is his name, but the guy,
the
who's
mask,
they're very scary and very powerful.
in
people.
2020. Yeah, I believe it was in 2020.
Yeah, they got involved in the political.
In 2020, when 5G was first coming out, like they were first launching 5G, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, all the networks, as soon as they launched 5G, got hacked by Anonymous. And working at T-Mobile at the time sucked because we had at least 50 fucking people come in. My phone's not working. Yeah, I know, sir. I'm sorry.
Not much
No
we can
one's
do
phone
about
is
it.
working.
Anonymous took a break. They went from like 2016 or whatever through like 2014 through like 2020 without making a statement. The Guy Fawkes is his name.
Isn't it wild how much shit is just like so much above our heads that like we just don't
a
even
lot.
fucking like,
When you like look
We are
into what they
minuscule
are,
as
it's
fuck.
like really scary how powerful they
Yeah.
are.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
especially like internet age, all your information's out there.
They know everything.
Yeah, they could fucking ruin your life.
But
in
there's a
5
Robin Hood thing to them
Yeah.
where people have trust in them. People because all they tell us is the good things they've done.
I
But-
mean, that's most people. Most
But
people,
I mean, like people have this trust in them that like, oh,
Yeah.
Anonymous is here, like they'll shut some stuff down.
they'll say.
well, yeah, like for instance, when they
But they've only
declared
they could be
war
stealing all
on
your money and you
Putin
just don't even know.
himself,
Yeah,
they
they
were like,
declared war. That was the.
they were like, not Russia. They were like, no, Vladimir, we're
like,
coming for
yeah,
you.
Like, stop this or it's over.
And they instantly fucking within like 2 seconds of them saying it, shut down his network broadcast in Russia.
Yeah, the only channel that
Yeah.
they have, like
Instantly they
they're
shut
done.
it down.
I mean, but how much do you think they really scare Putin though?
They
He
could
seems
kill
like,
him. They could legitimately kill any world leader.
Like
Like you've
pow,
seen,
like, or like figuratively,
like
kill
in the
him, or
like literally, like in Marvel when you talk about like Hydra, like they're worse than that.
Shit.
They make people disappear.
All right,
Damn, so they got fucking goons like that?
Yes.
They got foot soldiers that just show up to your foot, boom, kick
Money
the door
talks.
down and fucking.
If I have access to everyone's bank account and I can give you $300 million or $300 billion, and you're off, you and your family are off the grid forever, and all you got to do is take out a president.
say less.
Fuck, sounds pretty tempting.
I'll be like, sure you don't want nobody else? Like, you got a list for me? This one guy? Okay.
And that's why Anonymous is so scary to people. Is how there's no limit to what they
And there's
can
no
do.
tracing them because
They're the
they
best.
will delete everything, any record, any.
Man.
Remember, there's no paper trail, and then people try to be like, "Oh, cyber trail." They delete that. There's no cyber trail. They
like literally.
They're ghosts.
Yeah, nobody
sense.
knows how they film their videos or where they upload from, or if they're even speaking.
They're going
English.
off. They're going off of like
and
eight.
then it gets translated to.
They're
Like,
going-
nobody knows.
They're going off of 18, 19, probably a million different servers that's pinging from everywhere, so no one could tell. They're like, I don't know where this came from.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah, it's a little scarier than you
oh
thought,
my
huh?
God.
Anonymous is the shit.
Jeez.
So Anonymous, if you want to back No Hangover podcast for good things only, please.
Yeah.
We're not that
you
big.
have all our info, so just fucking
Yeah.
wire some cash into our account.
I think that I think money honestly is
I don't
not
think
their
money drives them.
motive because of how talented.
And yeah, I wasn't
they
gonna
are.
say for back us for money by any means. Just if you want to put us out there in a video or something.
I'm tired of fuck, but then
He's like
it
Eric's
ta-
like, come on, help
but
me a little
it
shit.
takes the fucking
Shit.
fun out of it. I mean, yeah, they could fucking plug us up and whatever, but like, you
That'd
know,
be cool enough for me.
the groundwork, the
But
hustle
You
and
need
bustle.
some more foot soldiers.
is that UK's president's name is
Go ahead,
fuck,
don't butcher it
why
too
Just press
much.
the translate button on Google.
I was just gonna read it off of the.
Oh, I'm sure this will go well.
God bless. It's Voldemort.
Voldemort?
No, it's
Holy
Voldemort. No, it's like
No wonder he's so cocky.
It's
Harry.
Voldemort Zeal.
Not Voldemir?
No, I don't know. I switched it
You
up.
don't know.
You try to read that.
Bro, I'm not gonna try to read that.
Down there. Read it in the comment, not the actual. Would you read that as like Voldemort or Voldemort? I don't even know.
Bro, we're
Looks
gonna
like-
make this a lot easier on ourselves. There you go. He's a step ahead of me.
I got an ad.
You guys are a bunch of pansies.
You're a pansy.
Should have at least tried to read it.
We are looking at how to pronounce the name of the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky.
Vladimir Zelensky.
That's not bad at all.
That wasn't
No,
even that bad.
it looks a lot harder than
Vladimir Zelensky.
Yeah, doesn't look that.
Shout
easy
out
to.
to him. He's a fucking G.
But anyways, but that was pretty cool of him too. Besides, like, saying, I don't need a ride, I need ammo. And then he was like, anybody who's wanting to help Ukraine, come on down, we'll give you guns.
Bro, for real, I mean, could you fly over there? Are they taking commercial flights right
I don't-
now?
Well, Russia shut down a lot of airways.
Some people have escaped. I know that.
Well, they have. I mean, they pretty much opened their. Like, did you all see the traffic jams and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was hours upon hours of people fleeing, leaving the country. And then there's a couple. There's a couple cars coming in. Huh?
Random. Do you know who's there?
There,
Yeah.
who's in
In the
Ukraine?
Ukraine?
Yeah.
Is this someone we know?
Not personal.
Oh, I was about to say, I'm like, what the fuck?
Sean Penn is there.
The actor?
The guy who's filming. He does like guerrilla style filmmaking.
But
Documentary.
he's an actor, right?
Yeah, the guy who was with El Chapo. Remember when he showed up to the
Really?
cell and was like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna get him out of here," and then
Yeah.
took a photo with him when they escaped. Sean Penn.
Why the fuck is he, like,
That's what how
connected
he,
like that? Like, what
he
the
apparently like this is his life passion.
When you do
now.
hood rat shit, you can go.
And he's a
places.
great great
Yeah,
actor.
That's what I'm
Oscar
saying. Like,
award winning
It's
actor.
just, it's, like, so random.
He's that guy.
I mean, shit.
He's
once you
like
get,
all about like making the world better.
Yeah. Once you get money, I mean, and it's kind of sad, but like once you get money, then you can start fucking doing whatever the fuck it is you want. Because essentially, like, if you want to meet with people like in certain power, like you either gotta fucking be super important or pay for their time. And if you have the money to pay for their time and you're able to reel them in the time that you have and build that rapport with them, then
Yeah.
you're. Fuck, you do what you want then. You fucking get shit cleared, go do what you
61
want to
years
fucking
old.
do.
Sean Penn.
Yep.
Sean Penn is awesome.
He seems like a pretty cool dude.
He was Harvey Milk.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a San Francisco.
Harvey
Moving on.
Milk. That would be a shitty last name to have.
Milk.
Milk.
Sean Penn's a great actor.
What is worse?
I mean, I'm sure there's worse.
He's also Carlito's Way.
Okay, yeah. Damn, Sean Penn over here fucking living a life, not giving a damn.
Yep.
Leaving his mark, and he's going to be in history books.
I mean, that picture is so cool of him and El Chapo standing next to each other. I was like, this man broke out El
What
Chapo.
the fuck? Oh, shit. Damn, El Chapo, that whole fucking cartel shit in Mexico.
It makes
that
me
shit's
think,
fucking
like,
wild.
It makes me think, like, is El Chapo, like, villainized by the political, like, is he not a bad person? Like, I understand that people probably die working for him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends.
Died
on your
because of him. Died.
I guess it
working
depends
for
what your
him, I guess.
definition of a bad person is. Because I mean,
But I mean, if like humanitarians are like, we need to free El Chapo, then that confuses me.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a slippery slope because like just the line of work that he's in is bad by
It kills people,
nature.
drugs,
Yeah,
yes.
like so it's death is inevitable. It's a thing that's gonna happen, but how it happens and the way that people go about it.
It was just more of a question, like, why are certain people so gung ho about freeing a notorious drug dealer?
Well, I mean, just because it's a culture thing, fucking.
You think it's
But
just,
Sean Penn is a
you think-
humanitarian.
you
He
think
doesn't
it's just
care.
a
Sean
culture
Penn
thing?
himself. I'm saying like people, like
I
just
mean,
normal people
I'm not
who
talking
don't
about
know
the
shit.
losers on Twitter saying free
Yeah.
El Chapo. Like,
That's what I thought you were talking about
No,
at
he's
first.
talking about
That's like you ever seen the joke where it's like free Ray Ray?
yeah, he
What
goes,
did Ray
what
Ray
do he do?
do?
He killed people.
No.
Free Madonna.
Fucking keep that guy. What are you talking about? That shit. Yeah, it's like,
It's like free Madonna Michael Myers.
that shit's funny.
Fuck, I don't know. I guess, take a dive into that. Start jumping into some rabbit holes and see what's going on. Because I mean,
Podcast is gonna get interesting here, folks.
Well, I'm not right now. I'm
Not
sure,
today, I'm
that's
saying.
but
We'll
that's
get
something
into
that we
this.
would have to like, because I mean that type of shit is interesting to me, like cartel stuff,
little bit of
and
research
shit like
stuff.
that. Like, it's fucked up, but it is
We'll do our
interesting the
journalism.
way
We'll
that
get back to
like
you.
Yeah.
how it crosses into government and politics and how they're all in bed with each other. And
I mean,
Once you realize, not once you
and
realize.
I mean, for Mexico, like the cartel is a big part of the Mexican economy, like billions and billions of dollars that they
And you
bring
know
into
who-
the
I mean,
Mexican.
Pablo was worth more than like the
Yeah.
country he was living
So it's
in.
like-
and you know how shitty thing, but you know what's funding a lot of it?
What's that,
The
Jacob?
CIA be funding a lot of
Yeah.
cartels.
Cause
it's insane.
they got to stay in business.
I mean, we got to move on eventually, but like in America, like how things happen and how much of a cartel feel it feels like. I'm referencing the Epstein thing right now
Mm.
and his wife, like, and how people have just gone missing
Yeah, I mean,
and died. I know nothing other than
it's all. I mean, it's all.
Yeah, I haven't checked
these
on like
things
that.
are kinda like-
shit as much.
They're ran the same type of way. Like it's just depends what side of the fence you're on. One side is looked at as the good side. One side is looked at the
yeah,
bad
but who
side.
gets to
like,
paint that picture?
yeah,
Like,
it's
that's-
exactly. It's who's painting it and like who's gonna be made out to be look like that. Oh yeah, we're the knights in shining armor, and those are the bad guys.
The
Or,
winners
but-
rewrite history.
Yeah, but I mean, and there's people on the side of the bad side, the drug side, the cartel side that will paint the government as they're the bad guys, and you can't really fucking disagree with it.
Right.
It's like, so it's like
It's two evils.
it is
Pick your
is
side.
definitely interesting like to like learn about it and like get like watch the documentaries and
I was gonna
get
say, we're
firsthand interviews
we'll do
from
a-
people that have been in that shit.
That's why
and-
the thing like it gets like dark and it gets like scary for people because like you look to the government as like
Help.
yeah, like they're there for you, and then you realize like they might have had a president whacked.
Yeah. Which kind
So
of
it's like yikes.
yeah, it is fucked up. One funny enough, one of the guys that was on Joe Rogan's podcast, Ed something, I forget his last name, but he did two podcasts about for Joe Rogan, and he does like he's
You talking about Edward Snowden?
No. It's a dude that he was in the one of those DEA,
Okay.
one of those agencies, and he was working in Mexico against the Mexican cartel. Some shit happened, and now he's just kind of like more of like a guy who sheds light on it. He does he does classes like if you were to get caught like by the cartel, ways that you can escape, things like that. His page on Instagram is called Ed's Manifesto. Really interesting, but like both of the episodes that he did for Joe Rogan's podcast, fucking phenomenal. Like as far as like the information that he has and the insight that he has and shit like that, it was really good. So if you guys, we'll probably get on, talk about this shit more one of these days.
We'll pick a day and we'll.
But
go
yeah, I
into
mean,
all
all
the
that
cartels.
shit is interesting to me because it also does like it. You don't a lot of people don't understand how many people it still affects to this day. Like how many people like it's like with the Pablo Escobar stuff, all the bombings and shit like that. Like there's a lot of Colombian people that like are still suffering from that, are still having like people like families.
This
that,
is not ancient history.
yeah, it's like this happened 30, 40 years ago. So it's like it's just
The hippos are still running wild.
well, and I mean it's still going on like into
Flip on
the
them.
Mexican cartel and shit like that. Like
it's
wild
crazy how
stuff.
we view history. I was talking about this with somebody, I forget who. But like history you witnessed doesn't seem long ago, but history like 5 years before you were born seems like such a
Yeah.
long time ago to
You
you.
have no fucking
Like Martin Luther King was like in my mom's lifetime. Like she remembers like
Oh,
Yeah.
60
Martin
years
Luther
ago.
King.
no. That was in like late 60s,
He
right?
died in 63.
Oh, early 60s. Yeah, I mean that's my grandparents. That's my
Almost.
stepdad was born in 63.
It's
so.
crazy, but like
Almost a full 60 years ago.
that's why and like civil rights is 1965.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that were fucking.
when
in Vietnam and all that.
when Barack Obama won the presidency, it was like a big thing in our lifetime.
Mhm.
Like first black
Yeah,
president.
it's one of the it was a historical moment.
Yeah, he was like born in a country without the same civil liberties, and became the United States president. Like that's insane to me.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, like
KG, anything's possible.
I.
Well, he was supposedly born somewhere else.
He was,
That's-
born, he was born in Hawaii.
He's still a black guy that became the president of the United States. So
No, I'm saying,
I think you're missing the point on that one.
No, I'm saying you're saying Hawaii, but when he was running for president, they were trying to be like, oh, he was born in a different country. He's not allowed to run.
Oh, that's
Yeah, but that's like political
that's
bullshit.
bullshit.
They're gonna try and
That's all I was
fucking
trying to say.
throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
the man like clearly like went to college in New York. Like
Oh,
he's not
man.
like some fucking spy from another country.
Good old Barack, and because his middle name's Hussein, right?
People were like, "Is that a connection?" I'm
it's
like, "You're an
oh
idiot."
my god! Like all the Smiths in the world are fucking related, right? Like it's just how that goes.
Wait a minute, he's
Your name's Brandon. My name's Brandon too. What the fuck?
that guy's a murderer named Brandon.
It's funny how people would just fucking again throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Craziness.
And some of the shit sticks, and it's like how.
Yeah, we see that as fact now.
Shit's
Alright.
wild.
Moving on.
To go into lighter note, DONDA 2.
Well, yeah, that happened.
To start it off, there's a listening party down in Miami, and
One of our very own attended.
it wasn't me.
Wasn't
Sad.
me either.
Sad.
It was me, guys.
Dennis,
Oh,
describe this,
shit.
how that experience was for you.
I was gonna like give a long story.
Do it.
Do you guys care how long this might be?
Do
like?
it. It could be the whole episode for all I give a damn.
Okay,
Go for it.
This is gonna be. You guys can interject with questions along the way.
Alright.
So I bought my tickets to go to Donda 2. Asked these guys if they wanted to go. They did not. It was a Tuesday night. I get it.
Tried.
Almost happened. I got my tickets. I got really good tickets for cheap. Just kind of luck of the draw. Ticketmaster had a good price. Couple days out. When I buy them Sunday. Yeah, I bought them on a Sunday. So I was really excited to get down there. Planned out my trip. I was gonna leave in the morning. Get there by like 2 or 3 because I wanted to get some merchandise. I know they sell out quick at a Kanye West event. I also went to the Donda 1 second listening party in Atlanta, so I knew what I was getting myself in for, kind of. Although this one was marketed as an experience, a concert/performance with special guests.
Yeah, well, I mean, I caught some of the stuff on like Instagram and shit like that. It seemed like it was pretty like.
I caught some of the stuff on FaceTime.
Oh yeah. I got down there, was waiting, got in line. Nobody was in line when I first got there. And
You said it wasn't at American Airlines, was it?
No, it's in a stadium,
The Marlins.
which is where the Marlins play.
Yeah.
Lone Depot Park, which is I don't know 60,000.
Is it outside? Is it?
It's got a dome.
Alright.
It's a retractable like Atlanta.
Alright.
They opened the roof. It was open. They did it like right an hour before it started, so everyone went crazy. Yeah. Got there, was waiting in line. Nobody was there. I met Watching the Throne, which is a podcast, a Kanye podcast. And they got shouted out by Kanye that week of going out there. Like, he had screenshotted them and put them on his Instagram. Because they were like, hey, yay, we'd love to interview you about blah, blah, blah. And he replied to them, screenshotted them and said, come to Miami. So...
Shit.
They're like,
We're
there.
there.
One of them had met him like a couple weeks before at the Genius premiere in California. Like, quick interaction, had a conversation.
Yeah.
That was it. So they were both on cloud 9. So as I'm walking to the stadium, I see them walking across the street. And I'm like, oh my God, like Watching the Throne. And like, I'm like 30 yards away, and I like shouted at them. Like, and they came over, dapped it up, quick hug. Like, they were like, they seemed pretty excited we were recognized or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're chopping it up, and we just had a whole, like, you guys know my personality. We had like a full 2-hour conversation about like movies and music and like very similar type of people to me. Like,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Got in line, rushed. Everyone was the line got really long at some point, and I was luckily at the front. Gates opened. Just everyone's sprinting to go get merchandise. They had
That shit, I never understood that shit. Well, I guess that, but like at theme parks and shit, when they open up the theme parks and people start fucking running to get to the fucking rides and shit.
well, they're gonna be there forever. That part I
Yeah.
don't get.
Yeah.
The merchandise is not gonna be there
Yeah.
forever. So
That's kind of more
Yeah.
what I was going towards. But anyways,
they had
All
Gap
right,
and
Friday.
Balenciaga merch, and I'd saved up some money to go get some. I bought a Balenciaga hoodie for $200.
god damn.
Balenci.
But like, and it was like, which is like a wild price point for a concert merch. Like, I understand if people think people might be listening to this and go, "You're fucking stupid."
They'll be like, "What the fuck?"
But like t-shirts,
what you can do with $200?
T-shirts were $140, long sleeve tees were $180, hoodies were $200. I was like, I'm already this deep.
Might as well just fucking
get the hoodie. You know where my head was at? Like, kind of.
Fuck it, might as well.
Yeah, and I was like, I was like, I'm gonna spend like $200, like max, and it came out to $200 even. There's no tax, so that was cool.
Oh, that's
Got my hoodie and I was just standing there, and then like the line proceeds to get like a little crazy behind me, because I'm there first, and it's just like wild. Everyone's kind of, and I'm starting to like organize, and I have my hoodie, so I'm not worried about anything anymore. So I'm like, hey
someone
guys,
tries to come jack your shit.
I mean, I'm wearing it. I like literally threw it on.
It's like, you ain't taking this off of me.
And I was just like, well, that, and I just didn't want to carry things. I learned from the first time I should have just thrown the T-shirt on instead of holding it the entire night. So I'm organizing people. I'm like, hey guys, come here. Like, we'll get there's plenty. Like, we'll be fine. And I'm like kind of organizing people. And the lady who checked my hoodie out, taps me and she's like, thank you so much for that. And we're just like chatting it up on the side of the table. Older woman, like in her 40s, maybe 30s, late 30s. Not older, but you know what I mean. Older than me. And she's like, hey, they're releasing shoes in a couple hours. Like, nobody knows this, but there's going to be a shoe released. And I was like, oh, wow. Hey, can you like hold me a pair? Like, and I like made the decision in my head, like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. I'll just buy the shoes. I was expecting like $200, like how normal sneakers are. And I was like, I'll pay you on top.
Find a way.
I was like, I'll pay you on top of that. And in my head, I'm like, I'll figure out a way to pay this off. Like, just throw it on the credit card, figure it out from there. And she's like, yeah, I got you. What size? And we exchanged numbers, and I, size 11, blah, blah, blah. And then she texts me at a certain point, like an hour or so later, like, hey, they're here, but come quickly. I'm like, all right. I'm like literally set up 10 feet in front of the merch stand. Like, they had like this bar. So I'm like drinking a beer, watching, like looking at the stage being set up and stuff. Because my seat's like, a couple feet away from me. I can walk down to it if I really need to. And I get the text. I turn around. I walk to the side. And the word has gotten out somehow that these things are happening. There's an elevator right there. You see brown boxes going around. Everyone bum rushes the merch stand again. I'm at the side of the table. And a guy goes, you're working this? Like, you're working here for the merch stand? And I was like, I was told to be here. Because I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to be like that guy. It was like, yeah, I'm working here, and then I'm not.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
You didn't lie. You were told to be there.
Yeah, I was told. I was like, I'm told to be here. And he goes, yeah. I think I remember you.
It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, okay. And he pushes me along. So now I'm behind the merch table. Like, I'm now seeing the zoo in front of me. And I'm like,
did you take a picture?
I did not. I was so like
overwhelmed. Like, oh,
what size are you? I got you.
And then she's like, we make eye contact, and she goes this way, and I just like, nope, focused, and I start following, and like I met a bunch of people there, and we got really cool. So people see me, and they're like, bro, how'd you get back there? And I'm like, nope, not paying.
I don't know you anymore.
You are a peasant.
And I'm like pretty focused about getting my shoes, and I turn around, and there's like cops guarding the shoes. And like I'm behind the curtain now, and there's like this room with a box of sneakers, and she's like, "What size?" 11, and she hands me my sneakers. I'm like, "What do I owe you?" And she's like, "You're good." And like the two cops, I'm like, I look at one of the cops, and he goes, "You're good, bro." And I'm like,
all right.
I turned around, I hugged him as tight as I could, and walked right back to where I was standing.
You take this ticket and you run home.
Yeah, literally, it felt like that. Everybody around me started hounding me.
Ticket.
Everyone started hounding me for my shoes, like.
Did you keep them?
I kept them. People were offering me $500. People were offering me $600. I saw some online sold for $2,000 this week. Like,
are you gonna sell them or are you gonna keep them?
I'm gonna keep them. They were $80. So looking back on it, I could have just paid the $80. Like,
yeah, that's not bad at all, actually.
Did you see the photo of them?
For a $200 hoodie and 80 pair.
Like, it kind of evened out.
I just feel like it doesn't make sense. I feel like if you're gonna price something, like the shoes would be $200.
In reality, just look at it as you got a hoodie and shoes for
$280, or for $200.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I would have paid the $80. Yeah, I got a hoodie, and there they are.
Wow.
So yeah, that was my. That's everything before the listening party. The interesting part, I guess. When we get there, I've got to speed this up. I'm sorry, guys.
Good.
The house from Donda 3 is there from the third Donda listening party. That he walked out when he was set on fire, and the house set on fire behind him. Donda 3 starts, the lights go all black. The house sets on fire. And we're picking up exactly where the second or the third Donda listening party picked up. And the first thing you hear, and to set it's in a lake, pretty much, the house.
Yeah.
They put up black rubber mats all around it with 2 inches of water, so it looks like it's in a lake. And they have the moon outside of one of the things.
Yeah, it seemed kind of dark.
It was
a little bit.
Like visually, or mood wise.
Well, both.
It was very eerie to be in the room. As excited as everyone was when the lights went out and then that started and the house got set on fire, and the first voice you hear is XXX Tentacion. I was telling Jordan this. It literally felt like the end of life was Donda the third listening party, and then this is like purgatory. Like this is that space in between, heaven or hell, just the afterlife. And he's like, I told him it reminded me of like when Thanos snaps at the end of Infinity War, and he's standing there and he's in the lake, and his daughter's like, how much was it worth it, blah blah blah. But like that's how it looked, like because he's just standing out there looking at the house in the middle of this lake, and you're hearing X, who's unfortunately passed. Like it just felt very cold. And
it looked like. I mean, from the pictures I saw, it looked like it was pretty dark, pretty eerie feel.
Yeah, I mean, the picture, the visuals looked freaking crazy though. Like the ones you sent me, at least those.
Did I send you these, Eric? I'm gonna send them to you right now.
I'll show them on this real quick too. They looked freaking phenomenal, and I was just like,
this was
So, what would so that was the first song. He did come out to like basically exactly how the album dropped. First song.
Yeah, that was the first song.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, there's no way you got these fucking pictures. Like you took these pictures.
No.
I was like, what the fuck?
Dennis is just there.
I was like,
Kanye.
This way, please.
Sign for me.
No.
That's funny.
Those were not my pictures, but I had like really good seats. I could see everything that was going on the stage. The acoustics were a bit weird in the building. I know we're gonna get to what happened with the
I will say
sounds.
this though, that whole little fucking rain boot thing he's got going on, not really a big fan of.
You don't think it's swaggy?
Not really.
No.
The big old gloves and shit. It
They're
looks like,
they're wing walkers apparently. They're
moon
like
boots.
they're made to like walk on
The moon.
with non-slip. I meant like
the kitchen.
airplanes, like workers.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Not a big fan of them though.
Yeah,
But
I mean, I've never owned anything Kanye West has made.
babe,
I've never owned a pair of Yeezys. Never owned a hoodie, sweater, foam runners, nothing.
I'm a super fan. If you guys haven't picked that up, the listeners.
You don't say.
I know you guys know. But yeah, the first song, and then he's like under, like it was gorgeous. It had like that orange street light, like he had like a physical street light out there that he was standing under, and it was like orange, and like the house, like there was no lighting on the house yet. It was just the fire, and then as he walked up there, the lights changed, and like he had lights signifying like lightning in the background, like as certain songs played, and it was like queued up with like the bass or the drums of certain songs. Like it was really like, regardless of how you felt about the music or whatever, like stunning visually. It was breathtaking to be at like something like that. Like they clearly went all out with the production.
Yeah. Didn't his mic go out?
Yeah, I'll get to that. He again performed the album. I really like the album. We can get a breakdown of that in a little bit. And then as the flyer said, it was a Donda 1 performance and a Donda 2 listening. And then he starts getting into Donda 1, like performing some of the songs. Mm-hmm. And then there was an issue with the songs, the in-ears, the vocal tracks came out of sync with the instrumentals. So the things that is playing in his ear would put him off cue with what we're hearing in the stadium. So at a certain point, I was on Jail, and it happened to everyone. So Marilyn Manson comes out. Marilyn Manson and DaBaby come out to perform Jail, and they're out of sync, like the song is. And Marilyn Manson doesn't freak out, just doesn't perform his part. Like
just lets it
play, and you just hear his like chorus and when it's time. They had no backing track for Ye. So he is supposed to just perform his part.
And it's just the instrumental.
And the instrumental is now playing with him understanding that it's out of sync.
Yeah.
So he's taking it out and he tries to perform it and get on pace. And then he realizes like how bad it is, and that's when he takes the mic and flips it into the water. Like he skips it like a rock. Like he tries to not make it obvious. He's like turning, or he's like performing if you guys are the camera, and then he turns his back kind of like all the way around and flips the mic across his chest. But you hear it in the stadium, like it's, you know what he did, and you just hear and then like the static of the water destroying the mic. So
nice.
And so that's like, you're like, all right, well, but I think he'd already done Hurricane, which was performed great. Like Hurricane went off without a hitch. Weekend vocals sounded, he wasn't there, but the vocals sounded incredible. It was mixed beautifully well for a stadium. Like it was made for how it sounds. But yeah, he got into performing Donda 1, and the vocals were just off, and they, you know, Fabio Foreign felt the biggest brunt of that. They did all City of Gods, and Alicia is just so talented. It just worked out. Fabio is trying to catch up, and he just sounds so it didn't
off.
Sound great.
Yeah.
In the arena, it wasn't that bad, but on the stream, it looks so, it's terrible. Of him trying to catch up with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow performed well. He did a live performance for Donda 2. So all the Donda 2 stuff was in sync and sounded great.
He was there?
Jack Harlow performed live. Him, Pusha T, Game, Migos.
Migo.
Baby Keem was not there.
Damn it.
But we thought he was, because 4 people came out when that song came out. So we're like Migos and Baby Keem, and it was like Migos and some kid, some guy that's with them.
You in the stands, come here.
Yeah, people on the stream thought it was Lil Wayne at first. I saw the comments, like, because it looks like 08 Lil Wayne, not Lil Wayne now.
Yeah, Lil Wayne now looks like a fucking alien child.
Yeah. So that was.
Still got the blonde dreads.
Yeah.
That was whatever's left of his dreads. Those shits are barely hanging on too.
Yeah, he's gonna lose all his hair.
Yeah, drugs are bad, kids.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the listening party.
What time did it start at? 8?
No.
Later than that?
It said it was going to start at 8:30. It didn't start until 22:22 military time. 10:22 at night. Almost 2 hours.
God damn. And how long did it go for? It went probably for like
midnight.
So like an hour and a half?
Did an hour and a half show.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all. People were like saying they wanted more concert. I'm like, he can't just perform the whole 40 song. I would love it. I know everyone here would love it. Like in the stadium. We would all love it. It's not a realistic expectation to ask an artist to perform 40 songs. Even when he did the Free Larry Hoover with Drake, he's doing like a verse and then next song, like, because they have so many hits that they just.
Yeah. You guys would be there from,
forever.
If he started at 10, easily till 6 a.m. Easily.
If he did all 40 songs?
No, it'd be like it's like, what, a 2.5 hour album? Donda 1. But and Donda 2 was another hour, so probably like 1 or 2 a.m.
Disgusting.
That would suck.
Yikes.
Any questions?
What was your favorite track off of?
In the arena? Because that's a difference. Like, in the arena, I really enjoyed. Security was dope. Just because of the content, like it sounded angry, and it was like kind of made for people to be hyped around you.
It's made for loud speakers.
Yeah,
The louder you listen to it, the better it is, because it is intense.
Yeah. The one how it opened, Broken Road with Don Toliver, was dope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say one of those, or Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi in the building was incredible. I would say Sci-Fi.
Interesting. I mean,
and Broken Road is my
Migos
favorite.
was the first one you sent me, so He goes, "We'll always, that shit is hype as fuck."
That Migos
Happy,
song is crazy.
Happy is cool.
Yeah, Happy's
I like all 3 songs that Future is on. Honestly,
Keep It Burning, Happy, and Pablo.
I don't know which one's my favorite. It might be Pablo. Honestly,
There's 4 because Mr. Miyagi hasn't officially dropped.
well,
Wax on, wax off.
and then yeah, the one with X, the first song on the album.
Yeah, there's 2 of
That's a
them.
dope song.
The intro with X is incredible.
Liked it.
So,
it.
yeah, STEM Player Club. I got the files and I played them for these guys. So you guys have also heard the album, or most of it.
For part of it.
Yeah. What did you guys? Any big takeaways? I think the biggest takeaway I had is the album's changing. It's constantly
My
evolving.
initial take was that I already like it more than I liked Donda 1.
Mm.
You probably didn't listen to it in enough detail last
I
night.
only listened to it last night. Like, I don't know, like 10 songs maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even.
I
Probably.
listened to it basically 2 to 3 times, all within like the same, kind of time frame. But I listened to each song at least 2 to 3 times.
Yeah,
so
we kept bringing some of them back.
I got to get a little more understanding of the album and just what he was trying to do with the different beats. Because, like, the production on it the production on Donda 1 was already like, whoa.
We never have to question that with a Kanye
this is
West
crazy.
album.
But the production on Donda 2, like, the different kind of beats he threw on it. Because it's not like, like some albums you would just think, like, oh, this is just their old work that they're using for this. You could tell, like, this is a bunch of new shit.
Yeah, it didn't feel like leftovers. From
Yeah,
Donda
this is
1.
all, like, created new. Like, he was still trying to push, like, push new, not necessarily, like, new styles, but push new, like...
Push the envelope on creative
little bit.
music.
Sonically, I mean, Security is sonically a very experimental song. Like,
Yeah.
it's, like, unmixed static as the beat, and then his vocals are so clean, so you know that they have mixed it, and they just chose artistically to have that part, and I don't know, it's beautiful.
That was pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty good stuff right there.
Eric, any big takeaways so far, or are you just going to wait till...
I mean, I haven't really... I mean, I told the first, I don't know, however many first songs that you played, I really wasn't impressed that much, and... Surprisingly enough, the best songs to me on that I heard last night were the Future songs.
So you didn't like the X intro?
Not really. It didn't really make me feel like... none of them really, it made me like... The Don Toliver, the Migos one, which other one?
But
there was another one that you played before you started playing the Future ones. They didn't really make me like, all right, well.
You got to listen to
all
them, though, in your car or with headphones on, because your speaker last night, it wasn't, like, for instance, when I listened to it in my car versus when we listened to it in your house, was 2 completely different sounds for me. Like, listening to it, like, I feel like, I don't know, louder, I guess.
In my headphones is the best way that I listen, is my favorite way to listen to music. So whatever your way of listening to music is, if that's on your speaker, then that's your experience with the album.
I mean, I just brought that out because the soundbar that we have in the living room is kind of like spotty.
Yeah.
So I just brought that out.
No, I'm not complaining about like the speaker part of it at all.
Oh.
If that's how you listen to the album, that's the album.
If I'm going to listen to an album, I usually either put it in the soundbar in my room or I put it on headphones.
Oh, then you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, because it's, like I said, a completely different sound from what I heard in your house to when I listened to it the 2 other times.
Just the intricacies of the beats, like you'll have an appreciation for how like quality the production is.
Yeah.
Some
of them,
but I mean, like besides that,
I still see your point. You'll see.
It's just a compilation of music, and that's just where it seems like he's at this point of his career musically. He's just putting out music because he fucking can, and it'll sell, and he's just putting out what the fuck he wants to put out. It's not anything that's like a cohesive album that like is telling a story or anything like that. You're just getting music.
I would disagree. I thought there was a narrative on Donda 1.
What?
What do you mean?
Like, what was the narrative?
I mean, it's 40 songs. Do you want me to?
It was a story. He was telling a story.
No, it's not like to pimp. It's not a concept album,
Yeah.
but it was like everything in Kanye West's career up to Donda 1 is, I heard somebody describe this, and I agree 100%, is you know exactly, it's the events in his life dramatized.
Yeah.
Like it is a cinematic retelling of his life over the past year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Donda is the first time where it's kind of like just how he feels. Like there's not a lot of like grandiose metaphors behind everything. He's kind of just saying the thing.
Yeah, but that's where that's the lack of cohesiveness. It's just kind of like I said, it's just music put out, and it's how he's feeling on that particular song, but no one song is really connected to another song. In the sense of like, it's not really like if you listen to track 3 and then you go skip over to track 9, you're not really missing anything that's gonna like connect any of these songs together. It's just a song, another song, another song, another song.
Yeah,
and that's just that's just kind of like from Donda 1 and the little that I heard of Donda 2. That's just kind of my takeaway from it.
There's more of a gospel feel in Donda 1. There's like themes throughout a lot of the songs, like heaven and hell, God breathed on this, Donda chant. Like you clearly, No Child Left Behind. There's like a biblical like thing that he's doing between those songs, and a lot of it is driven behind the loss of his mother.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. Is it ever gonna come out on streaming platforms, or is just?
He said no.
No.
He came out and said, he was like, this will never be released on streaming platforms. This will be, you'll have to go to stemplayer.com to get it.
Or have a good friend like Dennis.
Yeah. It's not better than Donda 1 yet, but Donda, the first time we heard Donda in the listening party 1, I didn't think it was. I thought it was great moments. Like I remember Jail freaking out about him and hearing him and Jay again, and like South Carolina with him and Pusha T, like loving those songs. But I didn't think we'd get Donda as the finished product from the first listening party. He added 25 more songs, and
I feel like he's gonna do this.
He filled out songs like they were mumbles in the first listening
That's
party.
what I told you for Donda 2. He needs to go back and work on some of those, and those would be the craziest songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's always going to worry about production first. His lyrics have always been a kind of thing like he'll fill it in when it gets to it.
Yeah.
The production was
even on
A1.
the Genius documentary. I mean, he has classic records. He has Jesus Walks. He has Family Business. He has all these, and they're like, "Do you have a verse?" And he goes, "I haven't put it down
Not
yet."
Yeah. Still working on it. It's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah.
Good
what
old
we looking
Kanye
like on
Titta.
time?
About an hour. I'm excited for Genius Part 3, by the way.
So I gotta watch Genius Part 2.
You are missing
Yeah,
out.
well, I was completely wrong on what I thought the Part 2 was gonna be.
They
literally it was all college dropout.
It was.
It was literally all college dropout. Nothing having to do with.
Yeah, you were thinking it's gonna be a big chunk.
I got to adjust my expectations because, like I said, when I met the Watching the Throne guys, they had a press copy. They've seen the whole thing already. So we were chatting up, and they were talking about Genius. They're like, "Yeah, Part 2 comes out tonight," because it was Tuesday night. Tuesday night was when the concert was, and it was like Wednesday at 3 a.m. it came out, and they're like, "You'll be excited for Genius Part 2." I'm like, "Where does it end at?" And he goes, Travis, one of the guys, goes, "It's just College Dropout." He goes, You see the intricacies of how tough it is to get that album put out and everything that goes into that, and then like you see like about 10 minutes of the aftermath and that success, and then you get like a really cool montage of where Part 3 goes.
Yeah. So I guess Part 3 is
Part 3 is going to be so incredible.
I feel like Part 3 will have to be 2 hours then.
Probably not.
The way it's structured, they can do it in an hour and a half. Because you can't spend so much time on every album.
Yeah, and to your point though, they're not doing testimonials either. It's straight footage. So I
know.
You get a lot.
Yeah, so exactly,
That's
you get a
pretty
lot
cool.
more from the content than is a
it's
couple
not like
pictures
the
and hearing
sitbacks,
people talk. Yeah,
it's not like sitbacks of like, oh, where were you when this happened? It was, this is fucking happening right now. Hey, look at him, look at him, look at him. All right.
The coolest part, and sorry to spoil this for you, Jacob, is in the last 30 seconds of Part 2. When it shows all of Cootie's footage for what's in Part 3, and it cuts to Life of Pablo in MSG, like when the famous video where Travis Scott and all of them are jumping around. He's in Kanye's face with the camera. And then the last shot, which like I lost my breath, is when it cuts to him at Donda 1 in the red suit. Like, so Cootie is filmed up until
Damn.
Donda.
Yeah, but I mean, I wonder how much of it, like how much of the in between stuff he got, like where the lapse of time is, like where
where he leaves.
Yeah,
where they'll cut it out. But I mean,
he leaves.
They were hinting at it, in the second part where he, I started taking my own projects. Kanye West went on tour and didn't take me, so I started doing my own shit.
But then he comes back to do the Jesus Walks video.
He's like, I thought you had that done. He's like, no, it fucking sucked. I need you to do it.
And he predicted that. He goes, I know what's going to happen. So, sorry, Jacob. We're completely spoiling part 2 for you.
Sorry, Jacob. You should watch it.
Jesus Walks, the video, the song is getting finished. It's the night the album is due for the college dropout. They're all standing around. And Ye goes, thank you for that, Jesus Walks. And he's talking to Cootie. And Cootie like has the camera on his hip. Like it's like an intimate conversation kind of. And Ye goes, I think I got to get Hype Williams to do the Jesus Walks video. Cootie, you could see the disappointment on Cootie's face. And he's like, I mean, I think I could do a good job. And he's like, but it's Hype, though. Like, it's Hype Williams. And Cootie's joking. And you see this for about 5 minutes, the awkward conversation of Ye telling him this. And he goes, I know what's going to happen. And he's going to be done with it. And you're going to be like, Cootie, come to Chicago and film the video. Hype didn't do it the way I wanted to. And then you see that moment happen on the documentary.
Yeah, that shit is pretty funny.
And Cootie fly. And you see the iconic, like, you see, like, cutouts from Jesus Walks. Like, stuff that didn't make it in the video of them just on set hanging out. And
I mean, like I said,
I'll be caught up by the next time.
It's like just
you gotta have to watch part 3 by the next time.
Oh yeah, I'm saying I'll be caught up
on Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
I'll be caught up before that for part 3. So
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's just gonna be wild. That's gonna be the fun part.
If they have anything,
because like it also like it does a really good job, I guess, the way they did it of like really making him human and really making him like down to earth and likable and relatable compared to where he is now, to where people fucking hate him and rag on him and arrogant asshole and all this shit. It does do a really good job of making him relatable and likable and, seem more down to earth. And then we get into the part where it's like, boom, now I'm the shit. Now the fucking the ego, the this, the that, all the shit that leads up into, the Kanye West that we know today and shit. Like, so it's a really good documentary. It really is. Like I said, even if you don't like the guy, like, it is just a good piece of.
Ryan said last night, he goes, it's better than the Michael Jordan doc. Because it is. Yeah. You see Mike the basketball player, which is how we've always seen Mike. You see Kanye like.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Michael Jordan documentary too, even when we first started watching it, it does seem like when they do the testimonials and shit like that, like you could definitely tell like
it's scripted.
It's a narrative.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is trying to like portray
I'm the greatest ever.
And like make it seem like, tell a story in that way. With the Kanye West, you can't do that. Like, it is what you are seeing and it's your interpretation of how you take it, because there's no one talking. There's
Cootie talking.
Well, there is, but there's no one as far as the testimonials like
over
adding
like,
fluff.
This is like
not a lot, but he does do a couple of them.
Yeah, he narrates it, but there's not anyone really adding fluff to it. There's not really anyone like, oh yeah, well I remember, and it's like it's just straight fucking raw footage and boom.
I mean, the car crash part of it, like when he's sitting in the hospital, not in the hospital, he's sitting in the dentist's office getting his jaw wired. Yeah. And he starts humming through the wire. Like, his mouth is open. And you see the wire holding his teeth together. And you hear him start humming through the wire. And then the dentist leaves the room. And he, like, looks at Cootie and he goes, yeah, we could use this for the video. And you're just like, holy shit. Like,
his mind is just 100% on that at all times.
He thought of Through the Wire, like, as it happened.
As he was being put in wires.
Yeah. It's definitely a constant stream of consciousness with that, and it's just what he's thinking is coming out, and it's like there's very little filter, and you can really
back then still
and you could and it does a really good job of capturing that.
Even the Donda West part is still the best parts of both parts so far. Yeah. When she comes to support him at the Def Poetry Jam, and then they walk around New York City together, it's just.
Yeah, it is.
She's the best.
It's Great stuff. Quality stuff. Quality fucking documentary. Part 3 is going to be pretty lit.
And heartbreaking. They got to do a good job.
I just get more excited to, like, see how in-depth they're going to go. And really, the album I really want to see them go in-depth with, obviously, is Graduation. I don't know how in-depth they're going to go with it, but that's the one that I
You
really...
might get lucky because of when she passes.
Yeah.
Lucky's not the right term, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
but that's really what... And then... I guess, like, from Life of Pablo until now, I watched The Throne. I can't know. Yeah,
that's what I said. If anything, 2010, 2011 is in there, like the Hawaii sessions with him and Jay or him and Rick Ross, and like,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Who else is gonna, as far as like,
who's gonna make a cameo?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, who you're gonna see in?
You see him meet Pharrell in part 1, and then
Beyonce.
And the stuff with him and Pharrell in part 2, he plays 2 songs, and Pharrell's like, "You're my favorite artist of all time."
Yeah, that's it. It's definitely gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a good documentary. Part 3 of the documentary.
Someone was saying release the 400-hour cut because apparently they just have so much footage.
Jeez.
Yeah, that must be fucking. I mean, you're just seeing their life, just seeing someone live their life. They just happen to be Kanye West.
He thought, because remember, they said in part 2, he's like, I thought the footage we shot would be enough to put out the documentary at the college dropout.
Yeah, when he got the Grammy acceptance speech.
Yeah, he goes, I thought the documentary was ready to go at that point. Little did I know where our lives would take us. And
it cuts off into, yeah. I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, imagine, like, even if it's not Kanye West, just a random person just documenting their life and how fucking intimate that shit is. Like,
it's real life.
It is, and I feel like documentaries like that are the ones that
that's what makes
like,
it
things like that, because
I'd agree with you,
because you could like it just makes it a lot easier to identify and relate with the person regardless of who it is. Like, it's just like. Damn, it doesn't matter how great they are. It doesn't matter how fucking average you might think they are. Like, everyone's fucking fighting demons, going through shit, trying to prove something, trying to make it, trying to do something. And I feel like that's why I like this documentary, regardless that it's Kanye West. If it was,
it could be another famous person.
It could be some fucking.
It could be a Joe Smo.
C-list fucking act. It could be some random person that we don't even know about. But like, just like, again, the way that it's just straight raw footage.
I think it does help knowing how certain things end up.
Of course, it does.
But I agree with him. Like, just seeing someone go through real life, everyday struggles and like keep grinding as hard as he was grinding for these goals.
And there's no performative aspect of it. Mm-mm. Like, even though he knows the camera's there,
there's not like
he's getting his jaw wired and he's like, "This will look great for the video." He's not performing and saying like, it's weird. Like, he's not saying like, get this shot for the video. It's like, this is gonna like
this will
be
cool.
incredible. Like, look at how great we're doing. Like, he is. It doesn't knock him one iota when he gets his jaw wired. He goes up there and he complains about his budget getting cut. Like, Dame Dash is in the room and he's like talking shit about him.
Like, he walks in, he's like, "Oh yeah,
he goes, this is the guy," and then he just keeps going on. He goes, "I'm trying to get my budget." And he just stares at him.
It's like the P. Diddy fucking random dude meme. That shit is funny. Yeah, he got some balls.
Yeah, but Kanye's always been Kanye. They're releasing the first video of an album.
It doesn't really have a release date at that point.
Yeah,
does it?
He can't get a release date. That's why he puts $30,000 of his own dollars into the music video, and he invites everyone he knows to come there and watch it and be like, "Believe in me." And they walk out, and Dame gives him the rest of his budget, and the college dropout gets made.
The rest is history.
It's insane how good that documentary is.
Boom.
Well, I'll watch part 2.
You better.
Might do it tonight, actually.
Will you now? I'm probably gonna get some Taco Bell tonight.
All right, we we about ready, or we got anything else?
We're over how long now?
We're 20.
I'm gonna say we're good for today.
Oh God, I just pulled a Jacob.
Yep.
We don't want to get into nothing else.
Yeah. I'll save it for next time, I guess.
Word.
Done that twice now.
Next time.
I feel like it's easier. So, like always, you know where to find us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, Google Play,
Spotify, and YouTube
for the visuals.
The visuals.
Hit us up on Instagram. Follow us there at No Hangover Podcast. Follow us on TikTok. No underscore.
Yes.
Okay.
No
No
underscore.
underscore hangover. Had to make sure. I was like, wait a second. Am I plugging the wrong fucking shit?
Shit.
You could-
Shout out to the love people are giving on TikTok, man.
Are we getting love on TikTok? I don't
Views
even.
are good.
Views.
if y'all want to like my shit, by all means.
Views.
There's not likes don't matter on TikTok. They don't care about likes.
Oh.
Like you don't see the likes, you only see the views. You have to like
Where
go.
we at, Jacob? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at?
For views, almost 900.
Boom! Almost a stack.
And I only
Keep
have,
'em coming.
I only have 16 followers, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's how great TikTok is. Like people just be scrolling.
Oh, hey, look at those guys talking some shit, doing some stuff.
nice.
Turn up.
Pretty nice.
Anything else?
Any
Anything
last
else you
words
wanna
from
do?
anyone for today's episode?
We got some new artwork up.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to those people.
You know, just a little something.
And as
Leave.
always, everybody love everybody, and we'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.